Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're following me right now, I'm Aspie. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness as well as sharing my life stories with Asperger's syndrome, OCD, and the like, so that you can get to know me more than a person underneath these masks of diagnosis. I also create mental health and awareness kind of video series versus also just everyday videos, topics that may come about for you guys that are personally struggling with tips and advice, as well as just hopefully with some pills of wisdom and encouragement for you all, so that you can feel at ease and feel comfort. And further ado, now at the moment I'm trying to complete as much as I can of the how-to guide for Asperger's syndrome, Help Central versus basically just Asperger's syndrome, and as well as ADHD and series, so that we can hopefully finish it all in no time. So not further ado, guys, basically at this point of time I'm talking about all about the how-to, about the making a behaviour intervention plan for an autistic child. Just bear in mind that some of these tips and tricks that I might be telling you all may be good to try out for other children with special needs or just people in general, but it's all about knowing what's right for you and vice versa, what's right for me, and respecting it. So if you see anybody that shows these classic signs of what I share in the mental health series, or just any series in general that I feel close to my heart to share with you, or feel free to actually seek out the second opinion, or basically just other medical treatment that is readily available for you all. So without further ado, let's get back into it. Making a behaviour intervention plan for autistic child, method 3. As we know, basically this is all about lowering environmental stress. As we know, with autistic children, they may lose skills when they're overly stressed, overly overwhelmed, when the world is crashing all around them with the sensory overload. We need to know what's best fit for them. Living up to a world with expectations based upon the non-autistic or the neurotypical standards can be very difficult for children with Asperger's syndrome, autism, and the like. So they might not have that much energy left to do the additional tasks that are basically required to do so. So for this, I'm going to give you some tips and advice on how to reduce that kind of stress load for them. So number 1, keep a daily routine. Obviously, as I said, many autistics likes to be on a routine. I've shared this so many times with my story, versus just keeping to a routine in general of whatever it may be. A predictable routine can make the child feel safe that is autistic. It can especially be helpful to actually maybe make a visual schedule, be it daily planners, wall planners, maybe just a flow chart of some sort of their day, of what they're going to have to do, from what times, etc, etc, so that they can see exactly what is going to happen in that day or whatever. You may be able to try some cards that can be rearranged, or a dry erase board to help for any changes in the routine. As I said before, some pictures can also be helpful to support the child's memory, because some autistic children may have difficulty remembering important things. A classic example here is if they have a picture of homework on days when they have homework, it can help them remember. Number 2, encourage sensory regulation. Sensory needs can interfere with self-control and other abilities in the autistic child. So therefore, you need to keep them on a sensory, healthy sensory diet. Okay, obviously certain diets out there may be good for some of us that are autistic and some not for others. It's just a matter of, again, meeting the needs of what they are. As we know, sometimes for some of us that has certain needs, sometimes many people will call us fussy eaters and whatnot, as I shared before in my life story. But it's all about the taste factor versus the feel of the food and whatnot that can interfere with my sensory regulation period. Providing a calm, low input environment for hypersensitivity, and have activities prepared for the sensory seekers that likes touch, feel, smell, and the like. Number 3, make a calming down area that the child can use if and when needed. As I said before, many autistic children will suffer from meltdowns, tantrums, and the like. So it's also good to just have a place when they're struggling with this, based on having a quiet space where they can retreat to and be able to help themselves by balancing themselves while overwhelmed or moody. Encourage the child to use it whenever they need to. Maybe a good key fact here is place dim toys and ways to block sensory input in the corner. Divide it from the rest of the room with a curtain shelf or other barriers. And number 2, leave the child alone when they're using that corner. Number 4, recognise that not autistic behaviours needed to be changed. You got to remember not to change behaviour to suit you. Okay, it's natural for them to sin. It's natural for them to have meltdown. It's all about give and take, about knowing when to sensibly intervene or not intervene. Okay, we know that sometimes with that they work hard to accommodate basically the neurotypicals, and basically what, as in this case, some classic calls it like non-autistic people. They need to be helpful and listening towards autistic people, however, more empathetic, more patient, more understanding, compassionate, and the like. Because if a behaviour is not harming anyone, why then change it? If you're happy with the way they're going about it, then you just need to learn to accept what it is and the given. Don't micromanage it in a point that you feel that it's going to be too much. Number 5 is watch out for any anxiety disorders. Autistic children are usually at risk for anxiety, stress, and the like, and may need anxiety medication or CBT, which is cognitive behavioural therapy, to keep it under control. But then again, sometimes they don't. It depends on every individual. It's different. Managing any anxiety disorders can help the child be healthier and happier. Number 6 is basically, last but not least, keep communicating, enjoying positive interaction with your child. Maintaining a good relationship with the child, obviously, with the special needs or not, is really important for the development and well-being for both of the non-autistic to the autistic people. Do fun things together, talk to them, and take time to listen carefully to what they have to say, whether it's verbal or not. It's all about meeting up those needs and actually just enjoying each other's company regardless of our different needs, regardless also of those needs to be met one way or another. So this basically ends a real short and brief, how to on making a behavioural intervention plan for an autistic child. Method 3, lowering interventional stress. Give me a like for thumbs up, give me comments below of anything that I missed that could be of value to others. Basically, feel free to maybe send out some tips that maybe is of value that has worked for you, maybe of some intervention plans that you put into place when you've been doing this. It'll be good to see differences of opinions. Basically, I challenge you a lot for that. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, AspieAnswersALl. Feel free to also subscribe to my channel. Feel free to share these videos around. So in all further ado, do what you love what you do. Till next time, I'll see you all again soon. Aspie.